We talked about 4 reasons of why they are leaving. Now I want to give you the practical tools on how do you make this happen. All right. So if any one of those 4 resonated with you, then maybe we should be transitioning and maybe we should look at how do we do this. But I want to talk about preparation up front. You see, leaving a traditional job isn't just something you jump out into lightly. And I want to give you some practical steps on how do you prepare so you can do this correctly. And this is exactly what I did. When I transitioned from my last situation to what I'm doing now, here's exactly what I did to transition smoothly, right? Smoothly. Number one, and I don't have this on my notes, but I want to say this up front. Number one, be very careful of who and what you say. Well, I'm gonna say this again. Be very careful who you share your vision with. And if you do share it, be very careful on what you share. So one more time. Be very careful who you talk to, because not everybody who has an opening here has a heart for you. And so I would say, as God is giving you the vision and downloading that vision, you talk to your spouse, you can talk to your parents, you can talk to, your kids, but be very careful. Do not, let me say this again. I'm gonna say this respectfully. Do not tell your boss you're looking to transition. Because if your boss is not encouraging you to be the entrepreneur, like me, I encourage my people to be an entrepreneur. You want to be very mindful. Do not tell your team members that you're transitioning, because what could happen is they will see an opportunity to get your position. So they'll go tell their boss, watch this, they'll go tell their boss, hey, such and such is looking at transitioning out, and I want to get you caught off guard. So now they think they got cool points with the boss because they sold you out, because they sold your dreams out. Now, because you opened your mouth, now because you told someone, now you're out early and you wasn't prepared for it. So number one, keep your mouth shut. Be quiet. Be patient. Be calm. Move with privacy, not secrecy. Move with intentionality. Move with being discreet. But show up on your job every single day and you work your behind off. So this way, when you do go to resign, if this is the route for you, watch this. They will honor you leaving. They won't celebrate you leaving. When people celebrate people leaving, that's scary. But when people honor you leaving, that means that person was a blessing to this job. So that's number one. Keep your vision and dream internal until you're ready to transition. Number two, you got to set financial goals, and you need to build an emergency fund before taking this leap. I teach you all within this new season of my life that I want you to have at least 3 to 6 months of your net pay set aside before you transition. Because transitioning into the entrepreneurship world, it is going to take some time to get your revenue up. I remember when I transitioned back in 2021, it took about 4 months to where I saw real money that was able to pay bills, right? That was able to pay even contractors that I hired at that time. And I can also live a comfortable living. First 3 months, I made enough just to pay my bills. Just enough. I was living off of my savings account, right? My first month, I didn't make any money, zero money, right? But I was living off of my savings. Second month, I didn't make any money either, right? Now the third month, I got my first brand deal, started making some money in the affiliate world, and I made just enough to pay all my bills just to break even. The fourth month, I made some good money. The noise, it's distracting. It's pulling me away from my purpose, and I need to make a change. Enough is enough. The hardest part is taking the first step. But on the other side of fear is freedom. It's time to take your seat at not just the table, but the head of the table. You see, abundance, wellness, and freedom are within reach. Embrace your purpose. It's your table. It's your life. It's your time. Does the world ever get so loud that it's hard to even think? Your purpose is calling, but you can't seem to hear it through all the noise until right now. It's time to take your seat at the table. What's meant for you will never miss you. But first, it's time to step into your power, own your purpose, and reach your God-given potential. So this is why I teach have 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside, because I had to use about 2 months. Actually not really 2 months, because I have some money in my checking account. So if I'm being honest about my situation, I knew where I was going. Because I was a money guy, I really wanted to practice what I was preaching. And I had started preparing for about a year and some change outside of that. And so I had sold one of my houses, moved into a little cheaper house, downsized my life just a little bit, and started living way below my means. And my checking account was fat. My savings account had right around 8 months of expenses in it. And I was doing good, right? But this fund is there to give you the peace of mind as you figure out the next steps. And remember, these funds should be parked in a high yield savings account. And that helped me, because when I started just parking all that money into a high yield savings account, it honestly helped me get to my goal quicker, because the high yield savings account at that time was paying me right around 5%. So I parked my money at SoFi. They're currently offering 4.3 to 4.4% a month on your money. You can go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. You can open up an account. They're going to give you $300 in a savings account today if you open it up. You can also click the link inside of the show notes. Now, number one, if you're going to transition, keep your mouth shut. Number two, get a savings account. Number three, I need you to test the waters. Right? I need you to go out there and see, okay, does my idea work? I do not want you quitting before you've tested your product, your services. So start a side hustle, take on freelance work, or build something small that lets you see if you're ready to transition, that lets you see if people want what you have to offer. This also helps you to figure out what you enjoy doing outside of the 9 to 5. So if you got a lot of ideas, while you have a guaranteed check coming in with benefits and 401k matching, man, test all of these ideas. One of the best side hustles that's creating net worth millionaires is YouTube. Did you know that they say by 2050, actually, the content creation space is projected to be worth about $30 billion plus dollars. Heck, I don't know about you all. I don't need billions. But what if you can just get 100,000 of that a year? What if you can just get $250,000? Or what about if you can just get $1 million of that $30 billion, doing that from the side at home? What if you can take the gifts and the skills and the talents and the passion that God has given you? You can teach people that. What if you can take what you're doing on your job, turn it into a course, turn it into, a 30-minute teaching segment on YouTube and or podcast, and teach people that and make an extra $5-10 grand a month? If you would like to do that, man, I have an amazing community of people who are learning how to build a YouTube channel that's being led by Michelle Morris, Alex, and CJ on our team, who are teaching these people every single week, every Wednesday, on how to build an impactful show, an impactful YouTube show, podcast show, you name it. It's called the Impact Creator Society. It's only $30 a month, right? And you could be making real extra money that is transforming your life by this time next year. Listen, I will put the link inside of today's show notes if you want to check it out. And if you want to be a part of this, hey, come try us out for 30 days. I promise you, you will learn a lot. And this will help you build extra income that doesn't require extra hours that are stressful and that are draining.